Hello everyone, it's Recap Maestro again. Please sit down comfortably and let's begin. Today we all talk about the legendary movie Evil Dead 1. A group of young people rented a cabin in the woods for the holiday. House turns out to be pretty abandoned, but friends don't really mind. That same evening something evil starts to happen. One of the girls, Cheryl, draws clock cabinet. Suddenly pendulum stops, through the window blows strong wind, while her hand starts on its own create horrible images. After that from the hatch in the floor as if something is trying to break out. The girl is afraid of that there is someone in the basement, but her friends are just laughing at her. Unexpectedly the hatch powerfully opens. The company is in a hurry to find out what happened. Friends look into the basement, but they can't see anything. Shelley suggests that there is some kind of animal below. Without hesitating, Scott decides to find out. Scott is gone for a long time. Everyone starts to worry and Ash decides to go after him. Guys find there a mysterious book. On her pages depict some demons and terrible rituals, and description consists of some unknown characters. Here they also find a tape recorder and some kind of sacrificial dagger. They took all they found with them, and offers to listen to the recording on the tape. It turned out to be the diary of an unknown scientist who discovered the manuscript during excavations with funeral rites, spells of the ancients. Translated manuscript called the Book of the Dead. The book's binding made from human skin, and drawings made with human blood. This book is about the resurrection of the demon and the forces that live in those dark forests. These eternal creatures only sleep in awaiting of awakening. They can be called with the help of spells. To do this, you need to pronounce the words that are given in the manuscript. That gives the demon the command to take possession of the living. Cheryl is no longer can listen to this creepy record and turns it off, but Scott fast-forwarded the tape further, and turned the tape recorder on again. We hear some kind of spell. Suddenly the window breaks a fallen branch. Cheryl screams terrified and runs away to her room. When everything has calmed down a bit, Ash gets a chance to be alone with his girlfriend Linda to give her a pendant. Meanwhile something weird is happening outside and some sinister is spying after the inhabitants of the house. Cheryl is left alone. She is looking at her drawing and hears some mysterious voice that calls her. The girl comes out of the house and goes into the forest. Suddenly her body is entangled with branches from the trees and one of them climbs between her legs. Cheryl still manages to escape. All scratched up, without clothes and horrified she runs back to the cabin. The girl tells friends that she was attacked by Forrest and asks to immediately take her away from this place. Everyone decides that she is out of her mind, but Ash agrees to take Cheryl into the town. On the way back it turns out that the bridge through which the company has arrived here, is completely destroyed and there's simply no other way out there. Ash understands that there is something wrong going on there and turns the diary on again. Researcher says that his wife was possessed by a demon. The only way to get rid of it is an act of physical dismemberment. Researcher convinced that he saw black shadows moving through the forest and hear how something what he freed from the book calls him. While Ash listens to the record, girls are sitting next to Ash and playing the guessing game. Suddenly Shelley seated next to the window starts to call cards one by one. Girls turns around and it becomes clear that she is possessed by something. Then she soars into the air and her mouth begins to broadcast the demon. He says that everyone here who awakened him will die. Evil lets go of the girl and she falls to the floor. Friends try examine her, but Shelley suddenly rises and sticks a pencil in Linda's leg. The demon is trying to kill everyone who's present. Scott manages to dump her in the basement and tighten the hatch with a chain. After consulting with each other, friends decide to wait until dawn and then leave. As soon as everyone goes to bed, a demonic entity enters into Shelley and attacks Scott. Guy in an attempt to escape throws her into the fireplace. But it doesn't help to stop the demon, neither the ceremonial dagger found in the basement. Scott manages to get to the axe, and only after cutting the monster into pieces, he succeeds to calm demon down. Guys bury body and return home. Scott decides to leave this place immediately. Ash tries to dissuade him because Linda has damaged her leg and she won't be able to walk. Scott says it's not his problem and leaves alone. Ash goes to check on Linda. It turns out that Linda is already infected with demonic essence too. Ash runs out of the house and stumbles upon an injured Scott. The guy is really hurt, has an injured leg and open fracture of the arm too. Ash asks if there is another way out of this place. Scott says you can get out along the footpath, but Forrest will not let them out. While Scott is bleeding and Ash trying to help him, demon-possessed girls begin to drive them crazy with their terrible laugh. At some moment Ash can't stand it anymore and is about to shoot his beloved. But the demon plays with him and pretends to become Linda herself again. Locked in basement, Cheryl says that she is already feeling better and asks him to set her free. Ash is ready to release sister, but she again pounces on him, and Linda again becomes a demon. Ash is no longer able to listen to the entity. He drags the girl outside. Scott had obviously died by the time. But Ash's mind begins to fail and he tries to get Scott drunk. The evil continues to mock and flirt with the victim. Linda sneaks into the house and wounds his hand with a dagger. He manages to temporarily neutralize her. To surely end the damn thing, he blows her head with a shovel and digs her in. Returning to the house, Ash discovers that the basement is open and his obsessed sister escaped. The guy is arming himself with a shotgun. To escape he had to wait for dawn, but the house and the whole environment continued to make Ash crazy. Possessed Scott and Cheryl continue trying to kill their prey. But last moment Ash remembers the book that started it all. He throws it into fire and demons disappear and are replaced by the long-awaited dawn. Thank you, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this recap. Don't forget to support us with likes and comments. See you in the next episode.